Hi, in this video I'd like to give a quick introduction to the project Customize an Org to support a new business unit. If you're new to technology or in business, there might be some concepts that come up in this project that might seem a little bit confusing, and I'd like to explain them for you. My first job out of college was working as a teacher for about 7 years, so it wasn't until my late 20s when I started working in technology. And a lot of these concepts really struck me as different, and I wasn't familiar with them. And so hopefully this video will explain a couple of basic ideas that will help you understand the reason why we're doing all of this technical stuff, which will give you better context into making sense what you're trying to accomplish. The first unit is manage user access. Well, this is really quite straightforward. Obviously, you need users. Those are the people that are actually inside of a company that are going to be using Salesforce, working together on projects, working together on deals, getting stuff done. So they need to be in the organization. That's really straightforward. Managing chatter is your way of organizing how people are talking with each other. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how the Salesforce platform evolves now that Salesforce has purchased Slack. But the idea of making sure there's a streamlined way of all of the teams being able to work together is really important. Nothing in business happens by itself. There's no person just usually often in one project their own. It's always teams of people working together. And so creating a chatter group, the business reason why this is so important is so you can create structures so the right people can work together. Slack manages that a little bit differently, but it's still really important. Modify your data model. I wish it was called something other than a data model because that concept makes so little sense. But basically, if you've gotten this far, you've maybe started to get a feel of how powerful Salesforce is and an object-oriented database is. The real power of it is that you're able to create relationships between anything that you need to get your business done. The analogy I like to use for this is picture a woven net, like a big fishing net. And you have the whole thing sitting in a bucket, but you could pick up one corner and it brings up all of the related pieces to it. And then you could pick up another piece and it brings up all of the pieces related to there. This is very much the way that an object-oriented database works. You can decide to look at one customer and see the account that they work at and the opportunity that you're working at, or then you can next pull up your opportunities and see this person again, but this time you're seeing them as the customer and you're looking at the opportunities. That's a very, very basic example. The reason that's so powerful is because you could add on custom objects. So a business can literally go in any direction that it wants, and Salesforce is able to be customized to fit that business need by adding on additional objects within your Salesforce instance. If you're a company and you sell a product and your way of doing business forever was selling your product to a store and your stores would then sell it to the customers, and now all of a sudden you want to keep doing that, but you also want to sell direct to consumers. Salesforce is able to be customized to make that happen. And then you can see how successful your different lines of business are based off of selling to stores and based off of selling directly to customers. That's a very simple example, but hopefully gives you a sense as to how many things that Salesforce can accomplish. And that's why, going through this and actually knowing how to create a data model is really so important. Okay? The last two units here are configure an email letterhead and template. This is cool. It's good stuff to do. Just follow along. It's really straightforward. And then the last one, automate your business process. So much of what happens in business is repeated tasks. You bring on a new customer, there needs to be an approval, there needs to be XYZ happens, this person needs to sign off, this product needs to be shipped, this collection needs to be made, that vendor needs to be paid back. Consistent business practices that happen all of the time. Being able to automate these is tremendously powerful and can help save a huge amount of time. Hopefully this video has given you a quick introduction to the business reasons for doing all of these technical things. And once you go through and do this a couple of times, it gets to be familiar. You'll be familiar with the technical aspect of it, but hopefully now you'll also appreciate why it's so important to do it. Thanks so much for watching.